What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro, and we're taking a very first look at the brand new changes for the Delhi Sultanate here in the PUP, which is the Public Update Preview, which you can play right now on Steam. And it has a ton of changes for all the civilizations, Delhi getting a few of them in particular. So we're looking at a few of their major changes. So in the Castle Age, they have changed a few things up for the civilization. So the Compound Defender, this is your landmark that allows you to get your stone discounts for your keeps and your walls. This now has technologies available in it that was previously only available in other buildings or in other ages. Okay, so the most important one being the Village Fortress. This is the tech that's typically here in your keep. And it converts your keeps into the ability to train villagers, and it's a drop-off point, and etc. So it makes it like a town center. And this is particularly fun to play around with because if you do some kind of like fast castle or like H2 in the Castle Age and you're able to keep spam, you can get this tech really quickly and you can have a bit of a villager boom behind it. Now, you can see the base stat takes 3 minutes, 45 seconds to get this typically. And I'm going to show you, I'll put 2 mosques filled with scholars because that's, I mean, hitting the 3rd age, you probably should be at about 2 mosques by that time, like about 6 scholars. So let's just take a look at what the timing looks at right there. Okay, so there we go. Let me just really quickly train up some scholars. I'll put them in there. Okay, so that's 6 scholars. I think that's a pretty normal amount of scholars to have when you're hitting the 3rd age. So if we look at this now, oh, I gotta turn this off. That's our speed sheet. You can have the Village Fortress in 1 minute and 51 seconds. And that's pretty big because previously you had to have your keep built. So you had to get the stone, take the time to build the keep, and then you could start the production for that tech. Also, if you wanted to drop your keep mid-map, you know you had to do the mosque Wi-Fi trick before because it wouldn't get the full amount, because typically when your keep's there. But I like to do this kind of in a defensive kind of way. But either way, basically you hit the 3rd age, you can instantly queue this up. If you've got 6 scholars in there, it's going to take just under 2 minutes. And in that amount of time, you can probably gather what you need stone-wise to get your first, if not on the way to a 2nd keep, depending on how you gather stone in transition. So that is a huge strategy potential that I see here with the Delhi Sultanate. Other techs that are available here, these have been available before in other places, but you've got slow burning defenses, increases the fire armor of stone wall towers, keeps, and outposts. That means that torch damage from infantry, it's going to have more armor against that. And then, of course, the boiling oil, we know that per usual for upgrading your keep's defenses. And then court architects. This was only available in the Imperial Age before. And we know a lot of times you get stuck in the 3rd age with Delhi. This increases the health of all buildings by 30%. So imagine slapping down 2 or 3 keeps. You get some extra HP on them. And there's some cool stuff you can do with it. Now, this is the Compound of the Defender route. There is another way you can play this now, which is quite interesting. Now, I will mention Delhi scholars now only heal 50% as fast while a unit is taking damage. So that's a massive hit to Delhi, and I'm kind of curious, can they survive to make it to the Castle Age with that happening, right? Because that's a pretty big change. Okay, so let's get up to next age. Smorgasbord. Can I spell? I didn't spell it right. Smorgasbord. What the heck? Is it get rid of the cheats when I restart the match? It appears that it maybe does. What? So if I restart the game, I lose the cheats. Okay, well that's fun. We'll just restart it here. Okay, cheats allowed. There we go. And I'll show you the other route for Delhi. Okay, so we're going to go with the House of Learning, which they've also changed some text around for. So I want to show you this. Okay, so now we do Smorgasbord and in a jiffy. Okay, we'll go up to our 2nd age. And now we'll go up to the 3rd age, and this time with the House of Learning. Okay, and let's take a look at this. So, House of Learning. they have changed some of this around. And really the only thing that's kind of a new interest here for the most part is this right here. Reinforced foundations. This makes it so that villagers and infantry can garrison inside a house for protection. Houses gained arrows and 50% health. And I tested this a little bit earlier. This basically makes a house, it's basically like a tower. I'll show you side by side with the stats of a tower. But you can, once I get this tech, now I'll demonstrate this as well. Let's put 2 moss worth of scholars, just so you can see, like, you know, a lot of times when you're hitting this age, that's probably a decent amount you should have. You might have, you know, more or less or whatever. Okay, so if we take a look at that, you can see it takes a minute to get that with 6 scholars, just a minute. So that's not too bad. And if we get that tech there, I'm gonna build my house. And then this basically can be used to garrison inside at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead. Now I've got no upgrades or anything like that. Now you of course can't upgrade this to be a stone house or anything like that. It does have more HP. You can see there, has additional HP, but it gets the same attack as it would if you were inside of a tower. So you can see a tower, 6 bow damage. Same thing as is here, 6 bow damage. You can get a total of 5 infantry or villagers inside of those. And I thought about like some strats where like, oh, you try to build them on the front line to kind of tower people. I'm sure people will have some mild success with that. But I think most importantly, you know, when you're building your houses as Delhi, spread them out around your town, and then when you get raided, you hit G, and they're gonna be able to jump in, and you'll have arrows shooting from every direction inside your base. So that's gonna be pretty cool. The only thing I don't like it'll protect them from being raided, but in Castle Age, typically you got a lot of units with armor, right? So it's not gonna do a ton of damage necessarily, but it is going to be at least a little something. Now, another upgrade you can see here, Tranquil Venue. This is what makes Mosque heal units that are nearby. They buffed this. So now it will Mosque restore +2 health every second to units that are out of combat. So it's a little bit more. It still is pretty underwhelming compared to a lot of other things. And then you got lookout towers, increases the sight range of outposts, weapons by +1, and then our other upgrades, Hone Blades, which is good for man-arms and lancers, +3 armor and damage, increases their damage by +3, not their armor. And then Hardy Rations increases the carrying capacity of villages by +5. Now, let's look at the last age here. So there's one more change I want to show you. Okay, so you can go up with either the Hisar Academy or the Palace of the Sultan. Now, I'm not going to show you the Hisar Academy, but they made it so it generates +12 food per minute based on number of techs. Research does not apply to emplacements. This now also acts as a madrasa. So madrasa is your university. It's expensive, 700 wood. So that will be a building you don't have to make if you go up with that. Personally, I like the Palace of the Sultan. And I'll show you why. Now, this only produces 1 elephant at a time, right? Tower Elephant, how cool could it be? Whoa. Hold on. But now what it makes is a Sultan's Elite Tower Elephant. Look at this thing. It's got 2 hand cannoneers on top of it. Look at the damage of this bad boys, right? 35 range damage. There's 2 of them, right? So that's over, that's 70 damage. And let's compare that to our normal tower elephant. And I'll upgrade them even. I'll get the Howdah upgrade, which is I guess they renamed the arrow upgrade for these things. Okay. So just so you can see them side by side, here's the tower elephant. Here is the Sultan's Elite Tower Elephant. Now, it's definitely going to be hard to see at a distance. I mean, of course, one's holding a gun. But you can see kind of here, that's the 35 damage from those 2 hand cannoneers versus these are upgraded, the 15 plus the 11 versus heavy for the crossbow. So these things are absolute units. They got the same amount of HP, but are really cool. It's a great elephant to have in your arsenal. And they've also changed some of the stats around for the war elephants as well, particularly in regards to siege. So I'll show you what that bad boy looks like. We need to build our house here. I could get all the stats, or let's just do it. We'll get all of the upgrades so you can just see like what are the max possible stats that they could have. Let's get all the upgrades here. There we go. That should be everything for us. I wonder if there's a tech. I wonder if there's a cheat that gets everything researched. Might be. Toggle off the elephant spawn. Okay, I think we got all the techs, right? You're my blacksmith, yes. Okay, so let's look at these guys side by side. We've got 3 types of elephants now. Hey, that's different than having 2 types of elephants. I'm ready for an elephant with a cannon. Come on, let's get an elephant with a cannon. Age of Empires 3 has one. Okay, so here is our war elephant. Now, looking at the armors on these, it's a particular thing you'll notice. They changed some of the HP and how the armor works. I've been testing them out, trying to see. Now, you gotta remember, healing was nerfed. It just does 50% less healing while a unit is in battle. So that's really what kept elephants alive for a long time. So I'm still kind of curious, are they gonna actually be useful in the late game? But looking at the war elephant, you can see there the tusk damage there. It does 103 siege damage plus 50 versus building. So that is 153 tusk damage that it will do. Its normal attack is that 53 tusk damage. Okay. And then it also does do additional. It's really weird how they show the stats on this unit, because like they show you like 4 different like attack, because there's. It's strange to read, but there you go. And then we've got our upgraded. So this is the elite tower elephant, the Sultan one, and you can see the hand cannon here. You can also see the tusk damage, 103 tusk damage plus 50 versus buildings. Does it actually do? Oh, it has the same tusk. It has the same siege damage, I guess. It looks like every one of these has the same amount of siege damage from what I'm seeing on the stats of these. Yeah, for the siege. So there you have it. Those are our 3 elephants for Delhi, fully upgraded. Again, I think just early on, my preference is not to go with the House of Learning. I would rather go for the Compound Defender, go for some kind of village fortress strategy. You can get this text in queue and try to have some synergy with that. Okay, hope you're enjoying the Delhi Sultanate. I'll be posting some guides and casts and stuff and all kinds of new stuff with this pup coming out on the YouTube channel. So make sure you hit subscribe and say hello and come over to Twitch where we do this live, twitch.tv/FitzBro. See you in the next one.